Hi, this is Hannah, and you see the sad art that I attempted for the first time a while ago. But I wanted to make a wood art, so I was inspired by some things that I saw online, did some sketching, and I picked up 20, you don't see a lot here, but 20 of these long 8 by 1 by 2 sticks to do the wall art. And so doing some calculating, I knew that they could be divided into 24 inches each. So I cut all but 2 of them for like 24 inches even, using a stick that I cut already as measurement. And then 2 of the boards I left at 72 inches, cutting 24 off of each of those. So that created a frame with the 24 and the 72. And then it was quite tedious, but I would tell you this was probably the easiest part of the project because it just required a little bit of measuring, and then I used my saw to cut the lines all on my back porch. And then I could see that it's laid down on the floor, on the ground a little bit, because I'm just trying to get a feel of what it looks like. It was like all in my head what I was going to do. So sometimes you start cutting and you start laying it and putting it together. I would tell you that I did make a second run to the store because I wasn't sure exactly how many pieces I would need. But altogether it was 20. And I also had to lay down the pattern that I was thinking of to see if it even looked like something I liked. But yeah, I didn't have any of the horsey things out or any specialty stuff out to like really work with. So I was sitting there on my porch looking ridiculous trying to cut these pieces. I was also having company over soon, so this is kind of how I am when I want to like just fix a couple of things in the house that I don't think look that great, that I don't feel that great about. I just want to fix it all up before we had our family over. So now all the pieces are cut and I'm ready to like assemble it just to get another look at it. Because according to my calculations, this is what I thought I would need. But like I said, you have to verify. And so now I'm creating the pattern that I wanted on the living room floor this time, just to see if I have enough pieces. I know that the pieces that I showed you as my inspiration were different because they're inspiration and they weren't exactly within my skills or something that I probably could do. And so, yes, I have enough pieces to continue what I'm doing. So now the pieces need the stickers pulled off of them and they need to be cleaned up, sanded down lightly. A couple of them have a few little stray pieces on the edge where I cut. So now all the pieces had to be cut. I even had a few pieces that I had in the garage that were perfectly fit to it. So I didn't buy 20. I think I bought 18. But 20 is what was needed to create this piece. And then I had to gather a lot of stains. But you basically need 4 stains. I used black, dark walnut, special walnut, and natural. So I'm going to tell you what I did with that later. But this was a lot of work. This was probably the worst part for me, sanding each piece up and getting it smooth and ready to even stain. I'm showing you all the work I got to do. So these are some of the ones that were just kind of left in the garage for my previous project, but it just was a perfect fit. And so I had to clean up all the stain that was on it. And so it took a little bit longer to get those together. But each stick was like $5, a little less than $5 at Lowe's as far as the 96 inches. So it wasn't expensive to buy these, but I still was buying a lot of them. So I was pretty happy to save, I guess, $10. Actually, yeah, $10. So I had a few sticks in my garage. So now I'm working the stains. Not only I had black, but I also tried to mix black with dark walnut so that I could create an ombre effect where it was gradual, because I wasn't exactly sure how gradual it would look. So some at the very beginning, I thought I wasn't going to use black, but I realized black wasn't like the stain black. It just was a really dark stain. So I actually had black. I mixed 4 in black and dark walnut, which is probably what I was doing here at first. And then I believe I just did dark walnut, which had a lot of it. I think black I had maybe about 10 of them in black, and then I had 4 in black and dark walnut. And then dark walnut, I probably had at least 20 of them in dark walnut. Special walnut is, a lighter version of dark walnut. But what I did was I mixed them first to create about 4 of them. And once I did 4 in the mixture of like dark walnut and special walnut, I moved on to just do special walnut. I guess you get the pattern. And then I had natural, which was almost like nothing practically. So I had to mix the natural with the special walnut. And then that gave like a lighter wood color. And then I just did the natural, which is at the very end. This part was probably the messiest. Okay, this is what I'm working on the frame. So at first, I was crazy enough to try to just glue it, but that didn't work. So I ran out to Lowe's and I got these little corner bracket things to put the frame together. And so I did have a black 24-inch on one end, then I had the light one, natural, on the other end, so that, we're probably going to see a bit of the frame going through. So I want to make sure I had the colors that matched pretty well. Even though this seems simple, you're just putting on a corner bracket, but you have to make sure that they align perfectly. Like it's just enough hanging over the edge, not too much, not too little. And I will tell you, I must have did this 3 times on the first one because I just felt like it wasn't flush. It wasn't laying correctly. And so that was crazy doing that over and over again. But I'm sure I cut the footage from that because that was just too much. Once I figured out a good method of doing that, it kind of flowed after the first one. It could be a little awkward if this is not something you normally do like me. I do like a lot of furniture stuff and some crafts, but I rarely do things to like create. But I just wanted to expand and save some money and make my place look more interesting. I guess I do want you to see my struggles. I didn't realize I had it all. So once I laid everything out, I decided wood glue would work best for this. And so at first it was a little bit awkward figuring out how I'm going to get it all down. But I made the pattern of 1 up, 1 down, and then I had it all gradually getting lighter. And at first I just glued it flat right next to the end, but then I did glue the one next to it. I did not only glue the base like to the frame, but I also glued it to the other piece, attached it to it. But I really didn't get flowing and good until I got in the middle when I really figured out how to get it going. So right now I'm looking kind of slow, trying to figure out how to paste it at the moment. So this is the before look of what I was dealing with. And now this is my wood art. I know some pieces aren't perfect, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. What do you think?